Alright, I guess it's, Chaos Lord can't beat Chaos Lord.
Let's see how this goes. My personal impression of this matchup is I feel like it can go quick. I feel like it can turn into a race to the Blood Crusher. And if you lose your Blood Crusher, that could be GG right there. But we'll see how it plays out, see if they go for anything a little bit different.
Alright.
Having trouble getting this one started. Alright, Sky Silver's out. I'm re-readied up.
Okay. Everybody's ready. Piano's hoping we kicked him. Of course. Alright, here we go. Game number 1 of match 1. Friday Night Fights. Shroom versus Piano. It's going to be a Chaos Lord mirror. Who is the lordiest of the Chaos?
Or sometimes, as he's affectionately called, the Skill Lord for the
I call him Mr.
nature.
Chouse.
Mr. Chouse.
Good old Mr. Chouse. That's what the little welcome mat on his front door says. It says Mr. Chouse.
Welcome to the home of Chouse.
All right, Shroom on the bottom in the blue. Piano up top in the red. Let's see where it goes.
Even in the purplish pink, his Chaos Lord, quite colorful. So I very much expect we're going to see Heretic, CSM Heretic from both these players, and then the tier 1.5 unit. Not quite sure. I think it's also quite likely we see, reasonably likely that they don't even get a tier 1.5 unit just in their race to get to tier 2 and to the Blood Crusher.
Swap the screen. We're in the screen. Are you guys not seeing the game screen?
I don't know what he means, but
okay. All right.
the game screen is definitely on the stream.
All right, just
I make sure I keep an open window. I don't know if maybe you like just didn't have it like the first second that the game started.
Yeah, I put it up before the... Anyways, don't cry wolf in my chat. All right, here we go. First engagements are happening. Heretic's just kind of maneuvering around. Oh yeah, Heretic ranged fight. Let's look at the HP right now.
Look at all the damage they're doing.
They're actually out regenning each other.
It's almost like they might not even have range.
All right, they finally charge in, blow each other up, fall back. Chaos Space Marines fighting each other. Chaos, this is straight up just watching you punch a mirror. Like, everyone's doing the same thing. Heretic's now moving in. The second squads, but looks like Pianos is going to be here first. Some Corn Worship getting the Space Marines out of trouble, buying some time for the flanking Heretics to get into position. Is it going to be enough, though?
I don't think so. I think this is a lost fight for Shroom. And it's the worst case scenario is they lose the Heretics. Okay, but the Heretics flanking, actually, maybe not.
Yeah, he actually, by keeping his first squad of Heretics, that extra Doom Blast bought him the time he needed to get back on there.
I was concerned he was going to lose that original squad of Heretics. But
meanwhile, a thrilling battle over here on the requisition point. Just literally synced up, hacking away at each other. Oh, he ruined it with a kill the week. How dare he?
How many minutes has this been going on?
That's been going on pretty much the whole time the engagement on the right side victory point has been happening.
Yeah, so, I mean, to put that in perspective, Chaos Lord 1,000 health, Chaos Lord melee weapon 26 damage per second. So that goes on for ages.
Oh, man. Alright, so here comes the counter push. As far as tier 1.5, both sides got Havocs. So the build continuing to be mirrored. We're in a chess game here, so it's going to be whoever uses their pieces better. Because everyone's got the same board right now.
Yeah, the Havoc, if I had to pick a tier 1.5 unit that would have come, I think that's very much the expected one. Traditionally, it is the most common. Gives you that kind of zone control, which can be helpful against the Chaos Lord, even though he doesn't get suppressed, because it kind of limits like how close he can get in that area that's covered by the Havoc.
Yeah, it keeps him a little under control. It helps deal with the Heretics a little bit too, lets them not run amok. We can see, oh man, we can Shroom taking the forward position in this tower here with his Havoc. The opposing Havoc's not quite in a good firing arc, and it's not going to be able to move forward too much more. Oh man, the Havoc was targeting the Chaos Lord instead of the approaching Heretics. Heretics forced the Chaos Marines back into the firing arc.
Oh, Piano's going to lose one. No, he's not. Aspiring champion just in time.
The perfect timing there for the aspiring champion, saving the squad, all calculated, I'm sure.
He still loses the fight, but he also still has control of the map, so...
Yeah, I think these injured heretics are probably going to go around, cap the map a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if the Chaos Lord does, too. He's not really going to contribute anything to the Gen Bash.
To relieve the garrison now. I mean, it's certainly annoying because Piano doesn't really have an answer to that, except for the fact that he did upgrade to the Combi Flamer.
Yeah, the Combi Flamer can do something. He has the option to get Grenade Launcher Heretics, but obviously you don't want to do that in the mirror if you can help it. You want to keep your Heretics.
Oh, what a kill of the week.
Oh, now some Burnination coming in. And as usual, Piano spending more APM on his chat than his micro.
This Havoc is doing quite well, but of course Shroom is going to need to convert that into some map control. He's still got the double cap against him, so he is losing the victory points.
Yeah, I'm surprised Shroom hasn't moved around the map more. There is a squad, I think, down here. There's Chaos Space Marines looking to beat up these heretics, so gonna prevent the map from slipping away from him. But as far as tech, both players are looking pretty good. Obviously, Piano here hurting a bit more on requisition, despite being up so far.
Yeah, he's got more map control. I don't know if maybe he's just bleeding more. I was trying to also check and see what investments does he have. Yeah, and also what investments does he have that Shroom doesn't, which for the most part it doesn't look like there is any. Both players have a single aspiring champion, they both have the Combi Flamer, and they both have a Havoc.
This Chaos Lord has to be careful though. There are heretics in the retreat, or sorry, Chaos Space Marines in the retreat path. He's not so low that I think it'll matter, but I don't know, that's pretty close.
I think they might be able to kill him.
If they each
but the Malignant Blindness was used, so I think he didn't really know where the Chaos Lord was.
Went for the wrong squad. The heretics show up. They have to force off those Chaos Space Marines, and now finally the Chaos Lord getting a little burn down on that tower.
Will this be enough?
Force the Havocs out. I think it will be.
I think it's going to be enough. This Havoc is gone.
Oh dear, Shroom wasn't paying attention. So that kills them. Yeah, it's a flame AoE on a tiny building.
I mean, I think I kind of had the same question as Shroom, where like I definitely knew, like, of course it's going to work against the garrison, but I wasn't sure if it was going to last long enough to really like kill them. At least times when I personally try to use the Combi Flamer, say like on generators, I'm often a little bit disappointed in the effect, but you know, certainly it worked out quite well against that garrison.
Yeah, I don't know if it does. It also depends on the size of the garrison, I think.
That I didn't know.
He's immune to that, so he claims.
I do know things like there are just the damage modifiers where things like garrisons, I think it actually, not only are units in garrison vulnerable to flame weapons, but I think the damage modifier is actually something like it increases the damage. Like you're taking more than the base damage of basically the Combi Flamer ability.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I believe most fire does do increased damage. Alright, so with both players heading into Tier 2, I mean, like, despite, like we were saying, despite that awesome push from Shroom, he really didn't capitalize on it at all. The map is still very much in Piano's favor.
In fact, it never hasn't been.
Yeah, I mean,
it's been in Piano's favor the whole time.
300 victory points.
Yeah. And of course, there's the Blood Crusher. Piano does have the faster timing on it. And this is actually really rough for Shroom because he doesn't have the Havoc anymore to provide like a quick answer to it. And if it does come down to Blood Crusher versus Blood Crusher, Piano still has his own Havoc that he can use to put more pressure on Shrooms. And Shroom actually still hasn't gotten it yet. Still needs to wait for a few more resources.
Alright, so Heretics get forced off. I mean, every time a squad of Heretics goes back with just that aspiring champion, that's not bleed that you can discount. That starts stacking up pretty quickly.
Yeah, I believe the individual models are 19 requisition on the Heretic, so whatever 19 times 8 is, not doing that caster math right here. But it's over 100, I'll tell you that much. That's like losing attack model and a half. And Piano at the point where he might even threaten a triple cap, getting the natural victory point away from Shroom, who is very close to having fewer than 100 left.
Yeah, I don't know. This isn't looking good for Shroom. Losing the Havoc in the Garrison was pretty big. His own Blood Crusher is now out.
Yeah, but Piano kind of knows. I mean, getting the Plague Marines on top of that, like, I think the Blood Crusher from Shroom is going to have a lot of trouble getting anything done.
All right. The Gen Bash coming in, the Decap's coming down.
We also got the Zinch upgrade coming in. This is, in my opinion, this is very much GG.
Yeah, I don't see it coming back from this.
It would be a miracle if Shroom can come back from this. And if anything, this is very much the expected trajectory of this matchup that I kind of laid out at the start. Race to the Blood Crusher, and this is not going to be too long of a game, I think.
Yeah, we're pretty much at the end of it here. I mean, you can see Piano has Plague Marines. He still has his Havoc. His army's just better at this point, and with there's just no time to make any sort of comeback. The VPs are ticking down.
Oh no! Let the Galaxy burn.
Oh,
Only
it's such
partially
a cool ability,
hits,
but it doesn't really do anything in this situation.
It is, and I feel like for him, well, I think he's kind of memeing with it too. Like, because as much as I like that upgrade overall, I don't think he really had room for it at this time if he was seriously trying to stay in the game.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to throw it out there. And not too much to say more about this one. We're gonna see maybe a Blood Crusher fight here, but the Plague Marines should make that quite one-sided. And he returns fire. Chaos Lord probably going down here.
Blood Crusher very much down as well.
Nah,
yeah.
the Siege
And
Marines
Shroom realized,
should
especially once the Blood Crusher goes down, that's when it's absolutely GG, no matter how many victory points are left.
All right, so that's going to be a quick win for Piano in this best of 5.
So Chaos Lord versus Orcs now, I think. Was he doing the commander now? I think it was.
Mm-hmm. All right, I hope Strider's here. This one's for you, Strider.
I don't think he is. Certainly would be a good thing for him to watch. I mean, I think Piano Orc, it's certainly one of the better orcs you're going to see at the moment.
All right,
matchup-wise, I like this better for Shroom than last game, but I'm still seeing Piano kind of favored here just based on, you know, skill and my impression of what condition he is in as a player at the moment.
All right, so Heretics, Shooter Boys, the usual stuff coming out. Double tick, double shooter. And with lots of ticks around, it tends to be a little harder for Commando Knob to get his sneaky plays in.
Yeah, we'll see
some
how early the aspiring champions are upgraded to. Of course, like in this matchup, you're going to need at least one, but the power cost in that aspiring champion is typically pretty expensive. That Chaos players will usually see kind of how long they can go without it in most other matchups.
Alright, let's see. He's looking to pick off some Heretics here with the Commando. Lots of spread on his damage, though, so he's not really hitting any individual models. Good micro keeping him out of melee. Meanwhile, on the far side, Chaos Lord, getting roped around by all kinds of orcs. It looks like he's just going to tank to kill the weak.
Still kind of waiting for it, still having that button ready. And then gets it.
But see, it's not enough. Chaos Lord has to fall back. Commando Knob just buying time, like preventing both of these tick squads from capping anywhere.
And although the Chaos Lord did about 40% damage to that Shooter Boy squad, he did not succeed in taking a model. So he doesn't achieve too much with that other than just the time that's spent, you know, keeping them busy so that they're not capping the map or making a push for his power farm.
And this tends to be what Piano likes. He likes going for Pain Boy into Storms. He's mentioned this build several times, so let's see if that's what he plans to do this time. He's going right for it, too. No big shooters, no nothing.
And Shroom's going to be going for Raptors, which certainly would be very good against the Shooter Boys, but going to start to be a little bit concerned if it's up against... If the Storm Boys do indeed come out on top of the Sluggas, the Pain Boy, as well as the Commando Knob. Unfortunately, it also feels like at the moment Shroom is kind of on the losing end of many of these engagements, so there's a pretty decent chance that he loses this generator, probably the node as well, and we'll see if Piano even has time for a decap.
I don't think he'll probably have time for the decap, although the Pain Boy's here, Raptors are jumping in, the big shooters and regular squad get suppressed, so all that's going to be left are the Sluggas and the Pain Boy. I don't think that's enough to deal with both of these. Although the Chaos Sorcerer's not fighting, he's just running around right now.
Yeah, what is he doing? That's rather unfortunate for him. Don't think he's killed the weak ready, so now it'll just be down to the Raptors. One Slugga model is already down. Models
before the next heal comes in. They got one, they got a nice knockback here, and Heretics are moving in, but they've got that Pain Boy regeneration. That might be enough to hold strong. Let's see, the suppression comes in. Will the Raptors turn and engage? No, they do not. Oh, here they come. Pain Boy doesn't fall back, looking to maybe steal a couple more models, maybe even get a Raptor model here.
Just got to be careful that he doesn't get wiped. Meanwhile, Heretics down in the bottom will take down one of the generators from Piano, I believe. Yeah, Space Marine's getting forced off from all that range firepower from the Commando Knob.
All right, so after all of that, we've got Piano up a little bit on map, and yeah, there aren't a whole lot of points here. He doesn't have his natural rec, so he's actually a little behind on rec income, but otherwise looking pretty good. And he did way more damage on the Gen Bash, I feel like. So double big shooters now out, so gonna actually be able to put some pressure on this Chaos Lord. Has at least one knob coming in on top of that. So really add it, building up that Orc range DPS. Upgrade by upgrade. We're now at 3 of 4 for those Shooter Boys.
So Shooter Boys will move forward. This might be a little unfortunate for the Shooter Boys, as they'll probably just find themselves jumped on pretty soon. Yeah, instant retreat.
So the Chaos Forces beelining down this left side of the map. Are they going right?
Probably looking for another generator bash.
Yeah, I mean this map is pretty much just a straight shot right to the other person's gen, so it's kind of hard to not take the opportunity.
We will also see the Combi Flamer picked up. Doesn't look like he's bothering to use that on the generators, as I said myself last game, whenever I've seen Immolate on the generators, it's often seemed kind of underwhelming. Content to just, you know, stay at long range along with the Chaos Space Marine damage, and takes out one of those generators fairly easily.
Alright, so he's got sneaky Sluggas here. And I guess he's trying to get those in on the Raptors? That's the problem. This is what I was kind of saying, is it becomes a lot harder. Now, even just using the Hide the Boys just to get into melee, like right here, it's just it's letting him scout a little more with the Sluggas, and he's not taking any range damage at all here. And it looks like he might just be baiting the Raptor jump. Here come the Raptors. Nice. So the Pain Boy's here with the heal. The Sluggas are in here. The wall goes down. Burninate is hitting all of the Orcs, though. Nice Chaos Lord blocking there. Stun goes down on the Heretics. Chaos Lord's stranded out here.
Chaos Lord's pretty low.
Yeah, the Pain Boy, I don't think is going to be able to finish him off.
I was going to say, I wonder, like, if the Pain Boy could finish him off. Commando Knob getting pretty close to doing it, too. 9 hit points in the end for that Chaos Lord.
But yeah, nice engagement by both sides, really utilizing everything they had there. The Chaos Lord with the Immolation, and then the Kill the Weak did big damage to the Orc Blob. And then obviously the bait from the Orcs with the hidden Slugga Boys there, lying in wait with the Pain Boy. That was good stuff.
Yeah, definitely the play from the Sluggers was particularly interesting. I like what you said about being able to scout a little further ahead and get more vision. I was a little concerned because, of course, we did see the aspiring champion Heretics for Shroom, so he wasn't able to just kind of like walk up to Shroom's army to just straight up ambush them, but I like the kind of more defensive applications of that. And then not also knowing on Shroom's end that those Sluggers would be there for the counter initiation against the Raptors.
Yeah, I think he just barely managed to keep the Sluggas out of vision range of those, that aspiring champion. Alright, here comes the next fight. Let's see how it goes down. It's all the Orcs over here. And the Chaos doesn't have his Chaos Space Marines or second squad of Heretics. So
Raptors will go straight for the shooters.
Yeah, they go for the back line, which is actually perfect placement. The Raptors pretty much get completely around any of the melee threats out here. Managed to force
the Chaos Space Marines join this fight. Stun Bomb apparently doesn't stop Immolate.
Alright, Commando has to get out of there. The Chaos Space Marines, like you said, they're just kind of sitting up top, doing a whole lot of nothing right now.
Yeah, I mean, they were definitely queued up for a cap up there. I was just wondering if he was going to try to micro them down to join that fight just to help him out a little bit more. But he won it anyway, so in the end, it's kind of like, it doesn't matter that much.
Okay, so Piano's going to hit tier 2 a little ahead of Shroom. Shroom's managed to get back into it. Not really bled anything since those initial, that initial bash. There's one of our favorite lines.
Which one was that?
Why does anything think that I can be killed?
Yes, I do like that one. So many lines in this game that I like. Another one that I personally like, kind of irrelevant to this matchup, but if you play Tyranids versus Space Marines, and those Space Marines will say, "You will find me a sour meal, alien." That's another one of my favorites. And Orcs, of course, are full of great lines.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So that Pain Boy going to move forward. He'll be taking that natural victory point away from Shroom. A lot more back and forth in this matchup, and this matchup so far between these two players hasn't been quite so decisive. But we got some grenades now, or rather some stick bombs out of that Commando Knob.
Yeah,
I was wondering if we were going to see him.
There's a little back and forth there on that engagement. You can see Shroom was trying to bait out the sticks. He kept dodging in and out, and unfortunately that just meant he really didn't do any damage to the Commando Knob, because the Heretics don't really do anything unless they get all the models in there doing some trouble.
And of course, we saw their range damage from last game.
Yeah.
And of course, I've already gotten one statistic wrong. Ooh, all right, make sure he dodged those stick bombs. I've already gotten one statistic wrong, but definitely I can tell you that the number on those auto pistols is quite minimal. It's probably around like 1 DPS.
Yeah, it's pretty hugely
insignificant. It might even be less.
Oh man, this time he had the Pain Boy stealth, but he still almost goes down. Wow.
He nearly losing the Pain Boy. The Raptors are getting a lot of value in this series so far, or at least in this game. Gonna be Death Dread versus Blood Crusher action head-to-head. The Death Dread decides it wants no part of that, even though the Blood Crusher currently unsupported.
I was about to say the Death Dread should win this easily, right?
It's a good question. I think.
I mean, just looking at those couple hits right there.
I do 20.
You can charge and yell.
So yeah, there are all sorts of confusing things, like looking up the damage numbers, and then I think it's possible that the Blood Crusher might not have melee resist, while the Death Dread does.
But then you have things like Worship, you have the abilities.
Yeah, Worship, I think Worship is the big thing that really, I like the Blood Crusher better overall because of the Worship.
Raptors decide they don't want to deal with those shooter boys. Chaos Space Marines running up the far side, deciding you probably don't want Havocs, or sorry, you probably don't want Heretics messing with a Commando that has stick bombs. Alright, the Slugga Knob comes in. making these guys much more of a threat suddenly.
Havoc also going to be moving up for Shroom.
And some sneaky tank
busters. Oh no, the blood crusher. Can it make it out alive? Can the tank busters get one more volley?
There's a las cannon on the far side. It does get knocked over by the tank buster barrage. Chaos Lord engaging the shooters on the back line. There's a big melee scuffle in the middle of all of this, and it looks like is Bloodlust activated?
Blood crusher is gone. While the Death Dread's going to get into melee with the las cannon. Uh-oh. This is starting to look pretty rough for Shroom. Oh no.
Pain Boy heal greater than Bloodlust. Alright,
saw the Bloodlust activated there, but proving not to be enough in the end.
Alright, so Gen Bastion coming in here.
Now this Death Dread is very low. I feel like if Shroom could find a good angle with the las cannon, he could take it out. It would only require 2 shots.
Yeah, it looks
but that
like,
Havoc's still just healing in base, so
yeah,
not going to be ready for that opportunity.
Oh, here we go. Is
oh
that
no!
It for the ticks? Oh, he missed
I'm pretty
the
sure
swing.
it is.
Oh, Pain Boy gets it. Oh dear. So those ticks got shotgunned by the sound of it. I didn't catch it, but
yeah,
Commander Nut does have the shotgun, obliterated all the tiny ticks, and then the big boy tick went down to the Pain Boy and Death Dread on retreat. Yeah, there's all the +4s right there. You can see them.
I'm sure they never saw it coming, since that might have been a no. That squad did have an aspiring champion, because it was the last model that died.
We have the advantage for now.
So Shroom's still playing this though, and now he's got a Dreadnought out.
Okay.
It's going to be a little tough for him moving forward in terms of power, because of course he's got no power set up. So even if Shroom can keep this going, he'll probably be in tier 2 for a while, whereas Piano probably pretty close. Yeah, he could go to tier 3 right now.
But Chaos tier 2 is nothing to scoff at. Like, Chaos tier 2 can fight against some tier 3 pretty well, so long as you're using it right.
Who rises from these ranks?
Yeah, it'll depend a bit on what Piano does get in tier 3, but there are definitely responses for everything. I think if Piano ended up getting knobs, I think that would require quite a few extra purchases out of Shroom in order to deal with that. Something like a looted tank might be a little bit more feasible for him to fight against.
Yeah, the knobs would have. Well, he's got a lot of knockback. He's got some control with the Doom Blast. Yeah, we'll have to see how it progresses. The VPs are even here. It looks like the return Gen Bash is going to happen.
Oh yeah. All right. Tank Buster Barrage goes in. Does not hit a whole lot.
So the gens go down. Let's take a look at what we've got here. We've got a power income of 20. For Piano, he's only at 50 power, so it's still gonna be a little while before he can really get some tier 3 tech on the field. So there's an opportunity for Shroom to get back into this after losing the Blood Crusher. Shroom's sitting on a ton of requisition.
Bloodlust is activated again.
Not really anything else.
So let's see, Piano just disengages entirely from the Bloodlust, and he's saying that minus 175, that's probably the cost of Bloodlust. Shroom correcting him and saying minus 200.
But I mean, he hit that button though, and he won that engagement with no losses, right? Whereas otherwise, the orcs come in, they pressure things, they kill models. Like, they're paying that 200 to not lose anything else for it.
All right, Tank Buster Barrage will go in. How much of it will hit the Dreadnought? Some hits the Dreadnought. Chaos Lord getting pretty low here. Chaos Space Marines moving up, trying to get in melee, I think, but oh, the stick bombs will go out on the Havoc.
But it might cost the Commando's life. Oh, the Pain Boy saves him with another heal command. Chaos Lord in a lot of trouble, though.
Chaos Lord, he might go down if the Sluggers target him. There's a decent chance the Death Dread goes down as well.
Yeah, but the Dreadnought's in a lot of trouble on top of this.
Yeah, the Dreadnought's gone.
I don't think he should have re-engaged. Oh my gosh, Heretic's going airborne. Oh my god,
no, it's not. Yeah, there were some Sluggers that were able to get in on the... to get in on that Havoc, and that will be the game.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was... I think that engagement started out fine, but then when Shroom turned back around and re-engaged, the Lazdev set up and unset up a couple times. I think at that point he should have just fallen back, and he would have been all right there. But he pretty much threw everything in, and it's going to be 2-0 for Piano.